Terry, thanks so much for bringing your students down. It's a real pleasure to be here at Plymouth State University and having my work here. I'm Andy Moerlein, and thanks so much for coming. I'm a sculptor primarily. What does that mean? That means that I work with stuff. And what really makes it interesting to me as a sculptor is the fact that when I build things, they change as you walk around them, that they have depth, that they have a moment, and that you can interact with them and live with them, and that they will continue to change as you experience them. What I've presented here today in the gallery is two very large installations that involve 3 soundtracks, 4 video cameras, and different projections from each video projection unit. And what I'm trying to do is capture a sense of a moment in time. It's interesting. My work is very much autobiographical at times, but it's also kind of like landscape. A landscape painter will stand and paint the landscape, and they want to authentically reproduce it to share with people. I live in the outdoors and do lots of things outdoors. I'm trying to capture that sensation and bring it into the gallery so that you can see it. You can see some of my more finished works around the gallery. You can see some embossings and some paintings. Those are pretty typical ways of saying, here's what I experience. These works are more temporary. They're installation. They've been installed specifically for this site, and they're designed to show a moment in time. I went out in the woods to collect a tree. I knew where it was. I brought my video camera along. I collected a lot of the sound and impressions of that day. I'm projecting and showing them in many different places along here. Some of the trees that I collected as part of that day are part of this event. Some of the pieces are stuff that I put into it on my own just to make it seem to fit. The paper, the straw, the sticks are the world that I see, but I'm also totally interacting with them. They're synthetic. I draw with them. The lines that I see, the shadows that I see are physical drawings. So I hope that, and you may wonder, why would somebody make an installation like this that is only shared by the people that see the show? So in 10 years from now, no one will see this show except for those people that walked into this gallery at this particular time to see this particular piece. And that's really exciting to me. I make materials that look like the world that I live in, and they're meant to be exciting and interesting to me. I think that they have a relationship, even though they're synthetic. All of this is synthetic. It's just an attempt to make a real experience for this moment for these people who are here. Much like a dancer would imitate feelings that they have or convey feelings that they have, or a musician would put together a composition that speaks to their heart or to their sense of what they hear in the world. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know whether I'll succeed. Any questions about my process?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where do you get and find all of your materials?
I'm a tree bandit. I carry a saw whenever I see something I really find interesting. These are very unique trees. If you look at them, they have configurations that are not ordinary. I look for eccentricities, much the same as I'll make a rock with eccentricities. If you look at the stationary pieces, you'll see how I've collected them. But I mostly gather them in the outdoors. I blow off the bark with power washers and store the work in my barn for months. If you ever come, it's a pretty wild and exciting place. Thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate this opportunity, Terry, to be at Plymouth State.
Thank you.